Alright, we'll go back to the league race this time. We're back with FTRL for number 11, I think, of Division 1, which is there at Monaco. Oh, jeez, right now. This track used to be fun to drive, and I don't know what happened. I struggled all practice long to get into the nines. But actually to get end up getting to a 9, I think a 9.7 or 9.6 ended up being my best time beforehand. Conundrum here, though, as you see the setup that we use. The conundrum here is that, let me think. The conundrum is that I didn't want to start really inside the top 10, like, and I didn't want to start like 7th or 8th or something. So this is qualifying, obviously. It's my first run, I think, or maybe my second run. But the time is set in here, and it's a 10, what's that, 10-1, which is fine. There's plenty of time to find. And I went out at the end of qualifying. I didn't want to improve, because 12th place is not a bad place to start. I didn't want to improve by the time that I know I could have improved by, and start, 8th, 9th, 10th. That doesn't interest me. I don't want to start on softs like that. I'm 5th or something, sure, perhaps. Anyways, mediums, and I haven't decided if I want to go to hard or softs. I want to try and, based on the success on the last game, really, I want to try the medium to soft run. And ended up that we got some good positions there. We got some we were able to make up positions rather on pens, but with that softened at the end. But it is a very much kind of take it as you go kind of track with safety cars and that kind of thing. Although apparently this track is glitched and you can't get a safety car here, so that's an interesting wrinkle. So it was kind of nice to run no safety car. This is one of the few races I actually didn't mind in FTRL having no safety car. TTML is another matter for safety cars, but alas, we will journey on. Anyways, here we go then. 39 laps around Monaco. Should be fun as always. Lights out and away we go. Instantly want to clear Wesker, absolutely immediately. Gives me the little squeeze there. Cars with this time, unlike Belgium. So, up the hill, or close to like Belgium rather. Up the hill, got that move done. That was big. That was a big move, and I knew I had to get by him because all in honesty, I'm sick of being behind him for races. I knew I was going to be quicker than him possibly here, or at least close. And I've sat behind him in Belgium. I've sat behind him in Japan. So we got that move done, and I was very happy to do that. You forget how much of a crawl it really is through Lowe's hairpin on lap 1. It is just horribly slow, absolutely ridiculously slow. But the main thing is to just survive. That is you run again. The approach here is always the same. You run your race. You do what you have to do to get to the flag. And you go from and you take what comes with that. That is literally what this race is. You pick and choose your battles. I do any other track really. But you decide what's in your best interest fighting here, what's not, and you get to the flag. That's all that is required here. That's all that's needed. You try and get to the flag with as little penalties as possible, and you go from there. And I wasn't too happy with myself to pick up a warning on lap 1 at that chicane like that. I'm not too pleased with myself about that, and I was further unpleased when lap 4. I come over the swimming pool chicane here and get a second warning there. So I'm like, oh shit, this is bad. I've got 2 warnings in 4 laps. There's 34 more to go after this. So yeah, this changed my approach a bit. And this became like, right, point your car exactly where you need to. Like the intensity and concentration ramped up from this point onwards as I didn't dare stray anywhere over track limits. Lap 5, Kevin is out of the race. He bins it heading down towards Mirabeau. At least I think he binned it. So as a position gained, we're up into 9th place. Again, the positions here kind of fall, and you just have people drop in and out. You really do. Like for example, lap 6 here, Zumpy comes in. Some of these drivers who are pitting here are for damage. So like once they come in, we will not see them again. Dutch being one of them. Tico was another. Some people are just on strategy. But for others, they just ditch the wing, and really, like, you do just filter out, like, the cars you're fighting with and that kind of thing, they do all just kind of filter out between accidents and that kind of thing. Lap 9, you see Wesker still behind, there comes Dutch in, so there's Wesker and Yarm and Dan behind. I'm in a good spot, apart from my 2 warnings, which obviously kept me on edge. I'm in a good spot. track-wise, City Sly guy, 30 seconds up the road and 10 laps. That's just a piss take. Lap 17. What's going on? Lap 17. Oh, right. So Sway is in, pitching from his softs. He extended big time on his softs. So we move over into P2. We will not be getting P1, even for any under any circumstances. He's already pitted, and 35 seconds clear of the road. Lap 19. This is when. Okay, so this is Adams pitted. You see, and he pitted lap 1 or 2 for mediums. And yeah, Wesker lets him go just as he moves to the side. Lets him go. So I'm not particularly interested in fighting drivers with fresh tires, really, because it's a danger to me and it's a danger to them too. To do so. So you try to lose as little time as possible where possible, really. So lose as little time as possible. So we let Adam go there in the flow. I find this to be safer than someone getting impatient and forcing their way through, which ruins your race and then by extension their race. But you, in situations similar to that, like you can easily get caught up yourself. So I just find it easier to pick and choose some battles, and we work from there. Lap 23. So at this stage, I've decided to go long on the mediums, try and go for softs. In reality, I should have pitted. So Sway's on fresh tires. He goes through there into the chicane. In the reality, I should have pitted this lap for hards. Cut my losses, like, right, mediums won't go. Softs won't go to the end properly from here. Because I was bleeding time to those guys on their fresh off. See, the gap is like 18.7. Like, I've lost 2+ seconds. So, but I was like, right, let me put on the softs anyway from this point, and we'll see how we get on. I knew this was going to be close, but as we're going to dive into the pits. The thing is, it's not just down on his own. He's bringing with him Zumpy. I think Lynx is in the mix, and I don't know if Wesker's in the mix or not. I don't think so. That stop did not actually help. I was hoping to get away a little bit quicker than that, but this is going to be close. Dan is coming around the final corner now. He's going down the straight. He's going to be very close here on the exit. He gets me, and there goes Zumpy. Really, I actually had the position done here. My mistake was leaving too much space. I should just close the door right there. If I can close the door right there, he doesn't go up my inside here. But why he insists on fighting me this hard on softs and pushing me out like this at the track really left something to be desired. And I was like, I am not now. I tried to go for a move there. Oh, sorry, that wasn't Wesker, it was Ox. I was annoyed at the time because I felt like I got pinged. I didn't really get pinged. I was like, right, I need to get by him now. Zumpy was reserve, and he's ruined a number of my races in the past. So honestly, and after that, especially after that stuff heading up the hill, I felt absolutely zero regrets in this moment sending this car. This was a send. This was not a clean overtake on my point of view. One of the rare ones that is not very clean. Anyways, Ox goes through, slips through. He was very happy to get this one done, so he was. And I got by Zumpy. I think I broke his wing, to be fair. Not as someone who, look, I'm a clean driving advocate, but that was not one of my cleaner moves. I fully accept that. I knew well what I was doing, and I knew I had to get through, and I wasn't very impressed with the stuff heading up the hill. So that was my justification for that, rightly or wrongly, but mostly wrongly. Anyways, Ox damaged his wing at the exit of the chicane there, and he binned his car into the barrier, so that's a position gained. Yeah, I wish I had done hards lap 23. Now, Dan, we got the run on Dan here at lap 27, here to lap 28. So we got this move done, but honestly, 14, 15 laps is a long way to take the softs. Similar to last game, like I don't think that the margins are very fine if you're doing this strategy, like when to pit, when not to pit. It really, like I think strategy here really depends on who you're fighting, where you are. This track more than any other track, I feel like, in that when it comes to that. I should have accepted that hards were the way to go. Lap 34, Lynx is on fresh mediums. I am not going to fight him. But difficult to go through the tunnel like this, so I'm just going to pull to the right-hand side. Hope he just gets the inside. I'm going to brake nice and early. Let him go. Again, I just find this to be the safest way to do it. I don't think Lynx would have sent anything stupid like I did on Zumpy into that corner. But that's the thing, like, ironically, like, you risk the thing that I did to Zumpy if you don't cede positions when it's a losing battle. I would have considered that battle Zumpy on mediums from his point of view as a losing battle. So I don't know. I wouldn't have fought that perhaps. But that's the thing. Like I didn't want someone to do what I did to Zumpy essentially. So that's why we let people go like that in terms of because desperation. You see what it does. Like I've seen it in the past. I did it there myself. You see what it does, and you can very easily ruin your race. Now, if Zumpy was a full-time driver, I may have felt differently about it, but he was a reserve. I didn't really feel too much about it. These tyres are dead, by the way, absolutely dead. Dan got a penalty last lap. I don't think he was too impressed I didn't let him go, but he got a penalty on the last lap anyway, so I don't know for sure what difference it really made if I didn't let him go, if I did let him go. We finished lap 38 because City Sly Guy lapped the entire field, but we're going to finish P6. Which is a good result given, well, everything really. So, yeah, happy enough with that. P6 to get out of there with that. And especially to emerge with no penalties after 2 warnings in lap 4. Pretty happy about that.
Tough stuff.
But yeah, pretty tough race in that regard. I would have liked that to be a little bit cleaner. But really, again, the fault was mine. Like I had all I had to do was close. I just moved to the middle of the track. My mistake was thinking that he was actually more alongside than he actually was, which he wasn't. But his momentum very quickly carried there. I had more than enough right to close that door on pit exit, and I didn't. Should he have fought so hard and squeezed me? Well, I don't think it was intentional, but should he have fought as hard as that into Massenet? Beau Rivage and Massenet like that? Probably not. But anyways, that goes both ways, I suppose. Look, I dived him, and not one of my clean overtakes, but yeah, look, one of a few, I suppose. Anyways, that is going to do it for round number 11 or 12 of... I think it's actually 12, isn't it? I can't remember. Of FTRL. Next up is... What even is... Oh, it's Austria. Okay, that might not be too bad. Austria to track next. Again, I wanted to wait until the standings were out, but the standings are not out. No, they are actually. What am I talking about? Are the standings... Hold on. No, sorry, standings are not out, but they were updated from Belgium. I'm not going to bother showing them because we've done another race since then. So I'm not going to bother showing them. I would like to have some standings for the most recent races at a decent time, but alas, people are busy. Life happens. So anyways, thanks very much for watching, and until next time.